Hi everyone, my name's Joe. Welcome to Verbling. In today's class, we're going to be focusing on reading, but also pronunciation, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the smartwatch industry and what's going on with that. So join and we'll get started shortly. Hi everyone.
Hello,
How's everybody doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
It's my first class with you.
All right, awesome.
We haven't met before.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Okay, so we'll give it about a minute and then wait for everybody to join and then we'll get started. In the meantime, if you all want, there are some articles we're going to be using today, which I've posted, and I'll post them again here in the Verbling chat. So you can click on those and open them, but also I'll pull them up on my screen. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, so we'll give it maybe 30 more seconds. It said that there was 9 students attending this class. Right now we have 4. Hi, welcome Javier.
Hello.
Alright. Alright, well let's get started. So, hi everyone. This is probably my first time meeting some of you. I don't think I've had any of you in the past. And I also haven't taught a class in a while, so maybe I look new to you. But indeed, I've been working for Verbling for about 4 years now. I just haven't been teaching classes because I've been busy with other things in my life. But I'm happy to be back and excited to meet all of you. Okay, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, looks like we can get started. So, first thing I want to do is just go through and have everybody say their name and where you're from. And then after that, we'll get started with the class. So let's start first with Wellington.
Okay. Hi, so I am Wellington and I'm from Brazil. I live in São Paulo.
All right, welcome Wellington.
Thank you.
Next,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Next we have Adela.
Hello, I am Adela. I live in Spain. I'm from Spain. I live near to Mediterranean Sea in Valencia.
All right, welcome Adela.
Hello.
Next we have Ana Carolina.
Hello, I'm from Brazil. I live in Angra dos Reis. It's a small town by the ocean in Rio de Janeiro state. Some of my hobbies are wakeboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, and learning English. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Next we have Eduardo.
Hello, my name is Eduardo. I'm from Brazil, and I love play guitar, and just this.
All right, great. Next we have Julieta.
Hello, my name is Juliet. I'm from Italy.
All right, welcome.
Thank
And
you.
then Javier.
Hello, my name is Javier and I'm from Barcelona, Spain.
All right, welcome. And then next we have Jose.
Yes, my name is Jose. I'm from Spain. I live in Valencia too. It's in the same place than that Adela.
All right, great. And then last but not least, and forgive me if I mispronounce this, Jurandir.
Hello, teacher. My name is Jurandir. I'm from Brazil. I live in Brasilia.
All right, Jurandir. Nice to meet you. Okay,
Nice to meet you.
so nice to meet all of you. Like I said, we'll get started now. What we're going to be doing today is reading 2 articles. So you might have seen them attached to the class. If not, I'll post them in the Google chat. Looks like most of you are pretty active there instead of the Verbling chat. I'll post in both of them actually, just in case some of you are on the other. So one article is from Yahoo Tech, and then the other is from TechCrunch, which you may or may not be familiar with, but they're great websites for finding articles to read. And so the way that it's going to work is I'm going to share my screen. I'll pull up the article so that way we can all see it in the actual Verbling class. And then we're going to take turns reading. So we'll read. One person will read a paragraph. We'll all talk about it. We'll practice pronouncing words together. If anybody has a question about what a word means or why it's pronounced this way or another way, I can answer that. And then everybody will get a chance to read, practice pronunciation. We'll also talk about it a little bit, so you'll get some speaking practice and you'll have the ability to express your opinion. But the first thing I want to do for a few minutes is just talk about the topic, which is smartwatches. So the first question I want to ask is, does anybody here own a smartwatch or a health watch? No? Okay. Okay, so
Yes.
yes, Adela, what smartwatch or what type of health watch do you own?
In Spain, this Christmas was a special gift because people like to have a watch about control to the heart, and in addition to have a lot of things, GPS, etc. It's a complete watch.
Okay.
Yes, this the new technology in a small watch. Yes.
Cool. And so you have one of those?
I have a health. Yes, to go to the gym, control the calorie, etc. But not about internet, etc. No, it's simple.
It's a simple one. Okay. Cool. Anybody else? No? Okay. Well, I actually have one. I got one recently. My friend got a new one for Christmas, and so she gave me her old one. So here it is. It's a Fitbit. Maybe some of you have heard of this, but they're pretty popular, I would say, in the U.S. I mean, at least where I live in Arizona, which is a state near Mexico in the southwest. And similar to what you were saying, Adela, so it has, you click the side and you can see the time, you can see how many steps you've taken that day, so it's a pedometer, and then your heart rate, and then distance you've walked or traveled that day, and I think that's it. And then there's an app, so it's the smartwatch, and there's no Wi-Fi or anything or GPS. It's called the Fitbit Charge HR. If any of you have heard of that. But I think, with the Apple Watch that came out, I think, last year, and then all of the Fitbits that are coming out, there's a one with a GPS. I thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about, and I found some articles, which we're going to read in a second, related to some other health watches and up-and-coming watches. So now what we're going to do is get started. We're going to start with the Yahoo News article. So if you want, you can pull that up on your screen or stay here and take a look on my screen. And we'll get started with that. Okay, so can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this article is titled, HTC and Under Armour's HealthBox is an all-in-one fitness tracking system. So let's get started. And what I want, so when one person's reading, what I'd like the rest of us to do is listen for any words that maybe could be improved on pronunciation, or any that you are unsure about or they're new to you, and then we'll talk about them after so we can help everyone improve their pronunciation. So would anybody like to volunteer first and read these first two paragraphs?
Can
May
I?
I? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay.
Anna, ladies first.
I can't see who spoke first, so whoever just spoke.
Anna. Okay. Just in time for your annual New Year's resolution to get in better shape. Under Armour and HTC have debuted a new all-in-one connected fitness tracking system called the UA Health Box and designed with HTC. The $400 system comes with a fitness tracker, a connected scale, and a heart rate monitor, which all feed information into a smartphone app to give you a better understanding of your overall health.
All right, great, thank you. So, were there any words that were unfamiliar to you, and this is to anybody, or any words that you think you want to practice the pronunciation of? No. Okay.
I have a question about how do you pronounce debuted, a new all-in-one, or
Good question. I was actually going to go over that if nobody asked. So this word, so if we break it down, the word is debut.
debut?
Uh-huh. So here we have debuted. So everybody repeat this after me. Debuted.
Debut.
Good. So if you listen, the T is actually silent. You don't really hear it. You don't say debuted or you don't say debuted. It's just debuted.
Debut.
Uh-huh.
I have a question.
All right.
Why? Because overall, as a rule, when the verb finished in T, we have to pronounce the ed, so I'm confused.
So here, yeah, you're right. So usually, let me think of a word. Targeted. So usually what happens, this is a pattern that appears all the time in English. So if we notice, if we look at the spelling of the word, we have D-E-B-U-T-E-D. So we have a T which falls between two vowels. So if you're unfamiliar with vowels, you have A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. Those are all the vowels in English. So when you have a T between two vowels like this, then the T is usually silent or weak. So that's why we pronounce it like we do here, versus what you were saying, like a hard T. So there will probably be more examples of this as we move on. Like kind of similar to this word better. So you have E and then two T's and an E. So we don't say better, like a hard T. It's like better. It's a soft T or a weak T. So that's one pattern that I wanted to point out, and it happens all the time. Kind of similar to that, I'm going to come back so you can see me. And I'm going to type this in the Verblink chat. So when you have the word, when you have the word 90, like numbers like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So if you look at the spelling of the word, for example, 90, spelled N-I-N-E-T-Y. So like I said, Y is sometimes considered a vowel. So we have a T between an E, which is a vowel, and a Y, which is a vowel. So instead of saying 90, like a hard T, we say 90. It's almost like a D sound. So everybody practice that with me. 90.
90.
90.
90.
Good, good. So yeah, so that's another example. So as we go on and keep reading this article, try and see if you notice any other words that follow that same pattern, because I guarantee you there probably will be. But that was a great question. So now we'll go back. Okay, and a few other, were there any other questions about words before I go over a few that we'll practice together?
Debut means launched.
Debut, so debut is basically to begin. So Under Armour and HTC have debuted, like brought out, to bring out for the first time. Could be a definition of it. It's like the movie debut, like the movie opening. So it's the first time that something is brought from, let's say, a private space to a public space. So they're debuting it, so this is when they're opening up and selling it to the public or announcing it to the public. That's what debut means. Like an actor's debut, you know, like I think I don't know if any of you have seen the new Star Wars movie, but what's her name? I think Rey, the main female character. I think that was her big debut, the Star Wars film. It was one of her biggest roles in the movie industry. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions? No. Okay, so now what I want to do is just practice a few words together from these two paragraphs. So what I'm going to do is highlight them here if you're looking at my screen, and then I'm going to say them, and then I'd like you all to repeat them after me so that we can all practice. So the first one is annual.
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 Good. Good. Okay. And then let's do debuted one more time. Debuted.
Debut.
Debut.
Good. Okay. And then let's do designed.
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 Good. Okay. And then connected.
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 Okay. Smartphone.
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 Okay, and then one more. App.
App.
Good. Okay. Then another pattern I want to point out, which you may or may not have heard of, but there's a vowel, and it's called the schwa. Has anybody ever heard of that?
Yes, it's the most common sound in English, isn't it?
Good, yeah, you're exactly right, it is. And it appears all the time. And one place that it appears in this article is right here with A. So this word, when we say it alone, it's A. This is A, just like the letter. But when we're reading and speaking, we turn it into the schwa. So what that means is instead of saying A, we say right? So everybody practice that with me. Good. Good. So what that means is when you're reading, so this is, I'm going to read this part of the sentence. So the $400 system comes with a fitness tracker, a connected scale, and a heart rate monitor. So it's, notice how it's soft, it's almost hidden in there. So it's, you kind of string it along with the next word, a fitness tracker. So here, repeat this after me. A fitness tracker.
A fitness tracker.
A fitness tracker.
Good.
Fitness tracker.
Good. So if you practice this, the schwa sound with and other words, and you identify these patterns, this will greatly improve your fluency because you'll be able to speak faster, and when you're listening to native speakers, you'll be able to recognize, oh, they're not saying a fitness, they're saying a fitness, like two separate words that sound like one word, right? So this is something good to notice. Another word where it appears is for. So the word by itself is for, you know, like the number 4, F-O-R as well. So the first part, if you were to read that sentence, it would sound like just in time for your annual. So it's like fur, almost like F-U-R, like an animal's fur. So I want everybody to repeat this after me. Just in time for your annual.
Just in time for your annual.
Just in time for your annual.
Good. Okay. Does anybody have any more questions? Okay. So now we're going to get on to the next paragraphs, and I'd like to have somebody else read. Okay. Would anybody else like to volunteer next and read these two paragraphs?
May I?
Yes.
It's also really good at making you feel bad about how out of shape you are. Though that might just be my own experience. UA Healthbox, the fitness tracker, which Under Armour and HTC call the US Band, is designed for wearing 24/7 and can track the number of steps you've taken, your heart rate, and your workout and sleep habit.
Good. Thank you for reading. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about any of those words? No.
No.
Okay. Question, yes. Do you have a question? No? Okay. So, a few words that we're going to practice then. So repeat these after me. Experience.
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 And then we're going to go back real quick. Right here, the first word of the paragraph. It's. What is this? Does anybody know what this type of word is called?
Contraction.
Good, a contraction. So what does that mean? What is this word? If we were to break it down, what would it?
It is.
Good, exactly. It is. Okay, great. And then let's do this. Under Armour.
Under Armour.
Under Armour.
Under Armour.
Good. And then HTC.
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 Good.
HTC.
Good. Okay, and then let's do this contraction. You've.
You've.
And, good. And what is this one? If we were to break it down, what would it mean?
You have.
You have.
Good. Everybody's right. Okay. Another pattern that I want to point out, and whoever was reading, you did a great job here. So when you have a T at the end of a word, it's also weak. We don't say heart. See, right there I just made it a hard T. But usually when you have a T at the end of a word, it's soft and it's quick. So here, putting these two words together, we would say heart rate.
Heart rate.
Yeah, so practice that with me. Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Good. Same with, even though this word rate ends in an E, the sound that it ends in is a T. So same thing. So instead of saying rate, it should be a hard T, we want a soft T, so we're going to say rate.
Rate.
Right.
Good.
Rate.
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 Yeah. It's almost like try and cut it off if you can, make it shorter and quicker. So heart rate.
Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Heart rate.
Good. 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 Workout.
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 Same thing.
Workout.
Good. And then let's do this word. Sleep habits.
Sleep habits.
Sleep habits.
Sleep habits.
Good. Right. So remember the H is pronounced, whereas maybe some of your native languages the H is silent. In English, usually pronounced. Good. Okay. Any questions here? No. Okay. Let's keep going. Would somebody like to volunteer and read this next paragraph?
May I?
Yes.
UA heart rate is a band that you're strapped to your chest to get a more accurate reading of your pulse. Under Armour and HC concede that the UA band's heart rate monitor, like most wrist-worn monitors, isn't super isn't super accurate. So if you're a hardcore athlete who wants an exact heart rate measurement, you will have to strap on the UA heart rate too.
Good. Thank you. Okay. Any questions there? No. Okay. Good. So same thing. So actually, the first thing I want to do, in the first sentence, there's actually an error, grammar-wise. Did anybody catch it or notice it?
That you strap.
Good. Yeah. So here, UA heart rate is a band that you're strap. Now it shouldn't be your. It should just say you, because you strap it, right? We have the subject and then the action. You is the subject. Strap the action. Good. Okay. Now, one thing that we talked about before was with the T, when it's between two vowels. So does anybody see any words here where we could apply that? It's in the second sentence. There's a word.
Accurate, maybe? No.
Monitors.
Good. Yes, so accurate is yes and monitor. So accurate, yes, you're right. We have a T between two vowels. However, since it ends the word, it's still a T, and you're right, it's a soft sound. So instead of saying accurate, we say accurate. So everybody repeat that after me. Accurate.
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 Good. Okay. And then, whoever else said it, yes, you were right, monitor. Right? So we have I, T, O. So I is a vowel, O is a vowel, T is our consonant that we're going to make weaker. So instead of saying monitor, like a hard T, it's more like monitor.
In American English, no?
In American English, yes,
Monitor.
correct.
Monitor.
Monitor.
Yeah, good. Let's have everybody practice this. Monitor.
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 Good. Okay. And then this contraction isn't.
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 Good.
Isn't.
Good. And what does that break down to?
Is
Is
not.
not.
Good. Okay. And then your.
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 Good.
Your.
Which, and that breaks down to?
You are.
Your.
You are.
Good. 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 Okay. And then hardcore.
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 Then this long word, measurement.
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 Good. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about any of these words?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe some. I'm sorry. I'm Brazilian. My name is Simone. Nice to meet you. First class with you. I think. Thank you. Brazilian people, we tend to stress some consonants. For example, we tend to say that, de, but I think it doesn't sound really good, isn't it? It's like,
which
for
word?
example, second sentence, like concede that they. I think this sounds really
does sound very
strong. Yeah, not natural, isn't it? So I think this T we also should like soften, like that the.
Yeah, in the word concede.
No, concede that the UA. Yeah, because Brazilian people will tend to say that D. It's. And my question is, to your ears, doesn't sound good, does it?
No, so you want it, yeah, so you want concede that, right? So instead, a lot of people make the mistake of a TH, they'll pronounce it like a D, and so instead you want it to be that F, which we can actually practice right now. So if you take a look, I want to show you what your mouth should look like. So with the TH, there are two different ways that you can pronounce it. You have, so your tongue is between your teeth, like this. So you should, when you make it, you should feel air coming out between your upper teeth and your tongue. So right here, that little gap right there. So when you say that, it's actually a different sound. So it's so you feel vibrations. So everybody try that. I mean, you don't have to show me your face, but just try making that noise.
It's like voiced.
It's voiced, exactly, yeah.
One is unvoiced and another one is voiced.
Right. Voice is where you feel the vibrations. Like that.
That.
And then the unvoiced one would be like
theater.
Theater. Oh, right, exactly. Right. Because if you make that. So everybody try doing that sound, making that sound.
It's difficult for Brazilians, this sound.
Right, and a lot of other people who learn English as a second language or third language, it's difficult because not many languages have it. Spanish doesn't have it, Portuguese doesn't have it, Italian doesn't have it. I don't think Chinese has it, or Mandarin, at least.
Maybe only English.
Yeah, maybe only English, which, I don't know. I don't know who decided to add that, but it makes it difficult.
It's natural.
Yeah. But good. I'm glad you pointed that out. So that's one thing. If you struggle with that, that's something that I would just practice in the mirror. Just because what you want to do is train your muscles, your mouth muscles, to be able to form that, so that it's natural. Because when I'm speaking and I say the, you don't notice it unless you're looking for it. And it's not, right now I'm exaggerating it. I'm making it like so that you can see it. But when I'm speaking or reading, you're not going to notice my tongue sticking out as much because it's not. You don't do it that much unless you practice it so that you don't exaggerate it, basically. So good question.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So let's go back. So any other questions about this paragraph? No. Okay. So I want to take a quick, maybe like a 5-minute break for us to talk about what we're reading, so we're not just reading the entire time. So based on what we've read so far, can anybody give me a summary of what this is, what this Under Armour Health Watch is, what it does, why somebody might be interested in buying it?
I can't say anything because I was late. I'm sorry, but
that's okay. Anybody else who maybe has been here the entire time?
May I? Okay. They enjoyed the new year, the opportunity to debut a new all-in-one smartwatch, because it's the time when everyone makes resolutions, and it costs about $400, and it has a fitness tracker, a heart rate monitor, in a scale, and it sends information to your smartphone app, and then you can understand better your your health overall.
Good. Thank you. That was a great summary. Yeah. So yes, we got this watch. Like you said, this is a good time. The reason they're writing about this is because people are with the new year. They're starting new resolutions. Probably a lot of them are related to health or fitness. So this is a good time for them to market their product. And like you said, it's a fitness tracker, and it syncs with your smartphone. Good. So based on what we've read so far, is anybody interested in purchasing this product? Is it too expensive? What are your thoughts?
For us Brazilians, nowadays is a little expensive. Yeah, because nowadays our currency is weak in face the dollar, but yes, it's a good product.
Good. Thanks for sharing, Wellington. Anybody else? Any thoughts?
For athlete or someone who has some problem on their body, but still they want to do exercise, you need to exercise, it's very good. But I'm common person, then I don't have exercise so much, like yoga or walking around my house or like that. So it's needless for us.
Good. Yeah. So maybe you wouldn't use it as much, right? Good. Thanks, Hyde. Anybody else? Jose, Javier, Julieta?
Yes, I think it could be a useful gadget if you are not obsessed looking at this device all the time. It could be useful.
Good. That's a good point to bring up, Jose.
Yes.
You wouldn't want it to take away from your daily life, because if you're always worried about how many calories you're burning or
yes.
how many steps you're taking, you're kind of like your face is in your watch and not in the real world. That's a good point.
May I make a comment? Yeah. I agree with you, Jose. I think it would make us obsessed, with the food, with everything. And I think when it comes to exercising, we have to enjoy it and not to be obsessed about, because everything that is too much is too much. I don't think if we keeping checking, uh, if you keep checking all the time those things, I don't think it is healthy at all.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, kind of similar to what Jose was saying. Yeah, you don't want to obsess over it because it's a number. It's good to have goals and to want to be fit and active, but like you said, you don't want to obsess over it because that would be unhealthy.
I think not obsessed, but it's good to know the heart rate because there are a lot of people has died for a attack. It's a very interesting, but I think you pay in this case the brand. HTC is a good brand. The design about very flat is light, but they are others models, more samples, and not so expensive.
Right, yeah, this one is a little bit expensive, and I think you're right, you're probably paying for a brand. And yeah, I think it does work as a watch as well. I mean, I would hope so. But yeah, I think you're right with this $400 price tag. It seems like a lot. I mean, sure, it measures your heart rate, measures your sleeping patterns, but $400 does seem kind of like a lot for for a watch, you know. So that's a good point that you bring up. Anybody else? Any other comments? So, you know, I know most of you or some of you have probably made New Year's resolutions for the new year or just have goals in general related to health and fitness. Thinking about those goals that you have, would this type of product help you achieve those goals? Anyone care to share? Am I back? So, oh, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody care to share? Would this help with a fitness goal, or haven't really thought about that?
Yeah, probably I would say that at the beginning, yes, but actually it's a gadget that you buy, but after a while I think that you get tired about it, yeah. So finally depends on you more than the gadget, yeah. So it's
Right.
like every New Year resolution, yeah. You have to keep working on that, yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we're all motivated in the very beginning, but we got to
Yeah.
make sure that that motivation doesn't die out.
Mhm.
Good point. Good. Okay, so that was a good break. Now let's get back to the article. And hopefully we can finish it and then get on to the next one. So would anybody like to read the next paragraph?
Can I?
Yes.
Then there is the UA scale, which measures your weight and your body fat ratio. UA Record app, the crux of the UA Health Box system, is Under Armour's UA Record app for Android and iOS. It pulls in data from the fitness tracker, scale, and heart rate monitor, then breaks it down into 4 categories: activity, fitness, nutrition, and sleep.
Good job. Thank you. Okay, so any questions there? Pronunciation, vocabulary?
Crux? Sorry? Crux?
Oh, crux. Yeah, or
Crux. Okay.
crux, I think, sorry.
Crux.
Yeah. That was actually where I was looking over this and I saw that and I was like, huh, I've never seen that word before. And crux is the correct pronunciation. So everybody repeat that after me. Crux.
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 And the meaning?
I actually, it's a new word to me, so what I do when I don't know a word is I go to dictionary.com. So here, a vital, basic, decisive, or pivotal point. So there I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of confusing. Let's try this other dictionary. It's called yourdictionary.com. Crux. Let's see what comes up. This is also a great website to use.
Maybe the problem or sentence or
something that seems impossible to solve. So kind of, I guess, like a puzzle. Or here we also have the central point of something. So it's probably the central point. So if we go back, the crux of the UA Health Box system. So let's fill in this with that. So the central point of the UA Health Box system. So that actually kind of sounds like it makes sense. So here, crux means the central point of something. So these are both, I wanted to point these out too because they're both great resources if you're reading on your own or in a situation where you don't know a word. Obviously the best thing you can do is look it up. And pronunciation too, if you don't have somebody to ask, like a native speaker, you can use dictionary.com.
crux.
And you can't hear it because it's only on my computer, but when you click this icon here, they pronounce the word for you. UDictionary does the same. And this is actually, I like this website a lot because the way that they define words is a little bit simpler and easier to understand, even for a native speaker, because sometimes dictionaries can use bigger words or just words that you're like, oh, I don't even know what that means. So how am I supposed to understand the meaning? So both of these are great resources. This one's dictionary.com. This one's yourdictionary.com. Good question, though. Any other questions? No. Okay, so let's practice a few of these words. First one I want to do is iOS.
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 Good. And what is iOS?
It's Apple's system.
Yes,
Good.
it's a kind of software.
Good, yeah, it's kind of software, yeah. Does anybody know what the OS stands for?
Operative system.
Good, yeah. Operating system. So operating system. Good. Okay. And then let's do monitor, because we practiced that before.
Monitor.
Monitor.
Good.
Monitor.
Good. And I can hear most of you are making that T weak or silent, which is good. Okay, and then categories.
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 Good.
Categories.
So notice, same thing here. We have a T between two vowels. So instead of saying categories, like cat, like the animal, we say it more like a soft T, like categories.
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 Good. Mm-hmm. The other thing I want to point out, where is it? Oh, it was up here. Here we go. Ratio.
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 Good. So the TI kind of makes like an SH sound. So that's also a pattern that you'll probably notice. So if we say this word, same thing. We have the TION. So this word is pronounced nutrition.
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 Good.
Nutrition.
Good. Another word, nation. Similar.
Nation.
Nation.
Good. So yeah, so if I want to point out these patterns because once you start to notice them, then you'll be able to figure out how to pronounce new words that you don't know because you'll have those patterns memorized.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? No. Okay, let's keep reading. Would somebody like to read next?
Okay, may I?
All right.
Okay, activity lets you know how many steps you've taken during the day, while fitness lets you see how long you've worked out and how many calories you've burned.
Good. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay. Any questions there? No. Okay. Good. Yeah. So this is a pretty simple article. There aren't a lot of tough words, so you all are doing great. So let's practice a few words. Calories.
Calories.
Good.
Calories.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Burn.
Burned.
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 Good. Good. Okay. We're almost... Actually, that was the last paragraph, so we're done. Good. So, that's one of the new up-and-coming watches. We have about 10 minutes, so let's try and see if we can get through some of this next article, which is about Fitbit. So the title is Fitbit Unveils Blaze Smart Fitness Watch with Color Touchscreen. So I'm going to zoom in. And would somebody like to read the first two paragraphs?
May I?
All right.
Today it says 2016 Fitbit has unveiled the latest generation of its smart fitness watch in the Fitbit Blaze. With the Blaze, the company is looking to be competitive with products like the Apple Watch, which offer less by the way of fitness but far more when it comes to customization and style.
Good. Okay, any questions there? No. Okay. So this article, TechCrunch, is going to have a little bit higher level vocabulary. So if you felt like Yahoo News is pretty easy, I would recommend checking out TechCrunch if you're into technology, startups, that type of thing, apps, because that's what they focus on. So if there are no questions, then there are a few words here I want to practice. Unveiled.
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 Good. Good. So, and then let's go back a little bit. So the year. So there are a few ways to pronounce it. You can pronounce it 2016, 2016, and both of those ways are correct. But you might hear 2016 more often than 2016, just because 2016 is easier to say. And the way that you can figure that out, or how to pronounce it, we just break up. We say the first two numbers, and then we say the next two numbers. So 20, and then 16. So let's say that together. 2016.
2016.
Okay. And then how would you say last year?
2015.
Good.
2015.
Or another way?
2015.
2015.
Good. Good job. Okay. Then let's say this word, competitive.
Competitive.
Good. So same thing, we have a T between two vowels, a T between two vowels. So here, competitive. So they're both actually weakened. Competitive.
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 Good. So the first one's a little bit stronger than the second one because we have two. But yeah, all of you pronounce that correctly. They're both weakened. You don't say competitive, right? Good. Then this word, customization.
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 Good. So we have that shun right there. Shun. Good. Okay, and then the one thing that I want to point out that whoever was reading did really well was the commas. So those, obviously, they have a grammatical meaning, but they also have a meaning when you're reading or speaking. They serve as a pause, and you did a great job of pausing. So instead of saying, with the blaze the company is looking to be, you pause a little bit. So even if it's just a short breath. So it should sound like, with the blaze, the company is looking to be more competitive. So everybody practice pausing with me. With the blaze, the company is looking to be.
With the blaze, the company is looking to be.
With the blaze, the company is looking to be.
Good. Good. Okay. Another thing, so talking about schwa, another word that it appears in all the time is the word to. So the word is to, T-O, right? Now, in written and spoken English, or sorry, not written, but when you're reading, writing, and then when you're speaking, it's going to sound like t, like T-U-H, like so that's the schwa, and then with the T, it's t. So I want everybody to say this after me. To be competitive.
To be
competitive.
Good. Good. Okay. Any questions there? No. Okay. Let's keep reading. Would somebody like to go next?
Juliet or Simone, because they haven't read yet.
All right. Simone?
Yeah, from the blaze. Okay. Because I am on my cell phone, so it's really hard to read. It's really small.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't reading. I can try it.
Okay.
It's really hard. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, but I'll try. The blaze includes customizable accessory options for the brands encasing a color touchscreen and smart notifications from the user's smartphone from text, calls, and calendar notifications. The folks at Fitbit even updated the music controls to allow for volume control and front, backwards, skipping directly on the device.
Good. Thank you. Okay, any questions there?
Yes, this word, customizable. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough one. So here, let's practice. Customizable.
Customizable. Now it's easy.
Good. So everybody practice that with me. Customizable.
Customizable.
Good. Okay, and then let's do notifications.
Notifications.
Same thing. So we have first T in between two vowels, an O and an I. So notifications.
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 Good. And what is a notification?
A warning.
Yeah, kind of like a warning, more like maybe a message. Like let's say you have a smartphone and somebody sends you a Snapchat, or they like your photo on Instagram, or they message you on Facebook. Usually you get a notification. So it's a thing that notifies you, right? Good. Any other questions? No. Okay, let's practice a few words then. Accessory.
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 Good. So the first, so it's kind of like accessory.
Accessory.
Good.
Accessory.
Good. That was way better. And then folks.
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 Good.
It's more like a O than a R. Yeah. Folks, not folks.
Yeah. Folks. Yeah. Exactly. Like folks. It's almost like the L is silent. Folks. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to think of it in my head. I would spell it F-O-K-E-S because that's how it sounds, folks. Good. Okay, and then updated.
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 Good. Good. Same thing. So we have a T between two vowels, and all of you pronounce that correctly. It's not updated. It's updated.
Updated.
Good. Okay. Backwards.
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 Backwards. Good. Skipping.
Skipping.
Good. Directly.
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 Good. Good. Okay. So any other questions about this paragraph? No? Okay. Okay, next paragraph. I think was there one person who hasn't read yet? Or has everybody read?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
It's me.
Okay.
You might notice that out of the box, the $199 Blaze with a color touchscreen is actually less expensive than the Surge Fitness Watch, which goes for $249. That's likely because Fitbit expects you to customize the Blaze with various bands, which tips the overall cost beyond that of the Surge. The Blaze also lacks the GPS built into the Surge, though the watch can still track GPS data provided from a connected smartphone.
Good. Thank you. Okay, so any questions there? No. Okay. So let's practice a few words. Touchscreen.
Touchscreen.
Okay. Expensive.
Touchscreen.
Good. And then the next one, expensive.
Expensive.
Good. Okay. And then overall.
Overall.
Okay. And then, so same thing. So here we have a word that ends in a T. Cost.
Cost.
Good. Good. So yeah. So a T at the end of the words, you want to make sure that it's soft, it's weak. Good. Okay. And then surge.
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 Good. Good. Okay. Any last questions? No? Okay.
No.
Well, I just want to say thank you for participating. Hopefully you found this class helpful. I'm going to be trying to teach classes like this class, pronunciation with news articles, once or twice a week, hopefully around this time. So if you enjoyed it, hopefully I'll see you again in the future. And good luck with the rest of your English.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye,
See
everyone.
you. Bye bye.
Nice
Okay,
meeting
bye.
you all.
Bye bye.
Ciao. Bye.